Hi beauties, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a Mother's Day get ready with me, and I'm also going to try out some new products. So if you'd like to find out more, then just keep watching. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for joining me for today's video. And if you're new to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button and turn on your post notifications. That way you won't miss any of my uploads. So today's video is a collaboration with Luisa, and I have collaborated with them before. They have some amazing jewelry, guys. I love everything that they have sent to me thus far. So let me talk to you guys. Now is the perfect time to check out Luisa because they do have a Mother's Day sale going on right now. They have a buy one, get one 40% sale for you guys to check out. When you visit their website, they even have gifts for mom, and that makes it really easy for you to select the right gift for your mom. So I want to show you a few items that they recently sent to me so that you kind of know the quality here. The last time that I partnered with them, I got a set of earrings, and I actually think that they are at my other home. So I'm not wearing those today. I do have on some other earrings that I'm going to show you in a moment. This time I requested a few rings, and I think that this is really stunning. I actually love rings like this. This is like perfect for someone like me. I don't tend to like to wear rings. Like on a daily basis, you will not see rings on my fingers. I only wear them for an occasion and then I immediately take them off. Something like this is a ring that I could wear every day. This is called Angels. This is a timeless gold ring that is crafted in recycled sterling silver, delicately sculpted with 14 karat gold plating, and it also has cubic zirconia gemstones in it. So it's quite lovely. This is really, really stunning. I happened to order my two rings in the same size. This is the other ring that I requested, and this is called Rope Slim, and it's $49. The first ring was $59. It says it is dipped in 14 karat gold as well. This one is quite stunning as well and a little less delicate than the other one. So I like that ring. So I'll put my original one back on. I also requested the Val White Set. It says dipped in 14 karat gold. These earrings are delightfully comfortable and so lightweight, and that is very true. I can't even tell I have them on. And there is also cubic zirconia here. So let me zoom in for you guys. Here are the studs, and this is like a stud that has two. It's one stud and it has two earrings here. And then it also comes with these two studs here. So this is one hole and this is two holes. So just know that when you get these, you're only getting 3 studs. And it said you can create a unique look. When I got this, I thought I was getting 6. I didn't really read it. So you are only getting 3. I didn't pay attention. I put them on and thought, wow, this still can work. I have extra holes in my ears over here, so I could put all 3 of them over here. I just pierced my ears quite a bit when I did these. But these are quite beautiful. So if you're looking for just really pretty studs, they are very nice. And each of the 3 studs is a different shape. The rings and the earrings came in these really cute Luisa pouches. This pouch has like a snap. You just snap them. And that's how they came shipped. So that's actually a really nice way to store them. I will link everything down in the description box and you can check them out. They have so many products to choose from on their website. Rings, earrings, bracelets, you name it, it's there. Love Luisa, and I highly recommend that you check them out just in time for Mother's Day. So in today's video, I really wanted to try out some new products that I talked to you guys about during my recent haul. So I wanted to test out these products, and I thought I would create a Mother's Day makeup look because a lot of the products that I purchased are perfect for mom and for myself. I'm a mom. A lot of these products are perfect for more mature skin and perfect for your mom. So I really wanted to create a makeup look that was nice and soft, kind of a soft glam vibe that would look good at brunch or lunch with mom and not be over the top. So that's the look that you see here. I've used quite a few new products today that I mentioned to you guys in my recent haul. Today I'm going to talk a lot about my own mother and just some things about my childhood. I'm sort of like doing a chatty get ready with me a little bit. And I also posed a question on my community tab, and I did have one person to respond, and I wanted to give her a shout out. So I will do that later in the video as well, to talk about her mom and the special people in her life. So without further delay, let's go ahead and get started. I am a mom myself, so I'm just kind of thinking, what would I wear if I was going out to celebrate Mother's Day with my daughter or even with my mother? So that's what I'm gonna go for today. We're gonna try out a lot of new makeup products. I'm also gonna be using products that you've seen me use before. We'll try not to spend too much time on those. This is a sponge from Makeup Geek. And I actually purchased this when I made a second Makeup Geek purchase. I purchased this from JCPenney. So that's my first time using it. Feels pretty good. Let me put a little gloss on. I also went back, guys, and picked up another Tom Ford lip gloss, and this one is in the buff. It's just a sheer gloss with some gold shimmer. I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell that on camera, but I can see the little gold shimmer, and it's a very nice clear gloss. The primer that we're going to use is this double Tenseur. It's the Instant and Long-Term Primer by Sisley. This is the primer that is $210. Nice little pink bottle here. Let me see if it's too bright, guys. I'm gonna turn my lights down just a tad so that you guys can see. Yeah, that's a little better. It looks almost like it's got a cap on it, but it doesn't. It does come out and it looks like this. It does have a fragrance. What does it feel like? I need a little bit more for my forehead, just a little bit, because I don't think I got enough for my forehead here. It feels like something that I've used before, similar. And it does get a little tacky once you apply it to the skin. It feels sort of like a gel-like consistency, but a liquidy gel, not creamy. It feels more like gel, and then it gets tacky. My skin feels primed. Lifting skincare with botanical extracts, which is effective both immediately and in the long term. An instant tightening mesh on the skin for features that appear lifted. And in-depth strengthening of the skin's firming capacity for more toned skin. Apply over your daily skincare or to touch up during the day for an instant beauty boost. I don't know if it's necessarily appearing to be firmer, but it sounds like if you use this over time, your skin will become firmer. So we will see. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Mother's Day as I get to products that I have used before. So just stay tuned for that. We're going to talk a little bit about that. This is the #1 de Chanel, and my shade is BD91, and this is 1 fluid ounce. It's enriched with red camellia oil, and it's a moisturizing fluid foundation. So let's see. I'm not going to read all the details about this one. We're just going to try it out. If I read everything about all the new products, we'll be sitting here all day. I'll start with a sponge. That's 1 pump. I know I'm going to need more. A little warm, but a good shade there, I can tell. Let's start over here with the sponge. Oh yeah, That's not a bad shade right there. That's very good, actually. Let's see how far this one pump goes with the sponge. It has a fragrance. I think it does. Yeah, I smell something. With all these luxury products I have on my face, I'll probably have lots of fragrance. I won't be able to tell which is which. Okay, so this is definitely a very skin-like foundation. It looks like I didn't put anything on. I'm sure I'm gonna need to add some more, but we'll stop with the one pump right now. On this side, so this is what we look like with one pump. Skin and very light coverage, definitely light coverage. I'm gonna use my Shiseido face polishing brush. I have used Chanel foundations before, and they sometimes will tell you to apply it with your fingers, and I just don't like doing that for the most part. This brush is amazing. It just blends so quickly. I feel like the brush side is less luminous and maybe a little more coverage, but not too different. Okay, so let's go in with another pump, and I will place this on both sides. Let's see if we can get away with just 3 pumps here. I'll just use my Makeup Geek sponge here. If you have not purchased from Makeup Geek, there's like an amazing sale that I have been talking about. Like, she has like 40% off because she's going out of business. And I'll just use the sponge for my entire face now, guys. She's going out of business, and everything's on sale. As I said, I got this from JCPenney because it's also on sale there as well. But everything that I have gotten on sale has been very good. This was definitely described appropriately, like it's a luminous foundation, and it is. So it's much more luminous and dewy looking, if you guys can tell that. But the shade match is really good for me. Looks like skin. Nice. I like it. Okay, so far so good. I like this. I'm gonna use some of my existing concealer. I'm gonna mix Kosas and Lancôme today. So let's talk a little bit about mothers. So first, let me just tell you guys a little bit about my mom. I was raised by a single parent, and I myself am a single parent as well. My daughter is now 25 and soon to be 26, and she is like a very spunky person. She's a Taurus and just a Spitfire type of personality, and likes to have fun. She loves crab legs. It's like her favorite thing to eat. She loves to go to Captain George's buffet, if anybody's familiar with that. I like them too, but she loves to go there to get crab legs. This is blending out my concealer really nicely. I'm going to start with the Lancôme, and then I'll go back and brighten with the Kosas a little, because it's a little lighter than Lancôme. I think I was a very easy child, so she didn't have to give me too much advice. I was just always kind of smart and figured things out, and I listened when I was in the room with adults and picked up on things. So she didn't really have to work that hard with me. She'll tell you that all the time, that I was just very easy. Things that I remember as far as lessons she taught me as a child were like, and these are funny things, like when you go in the store, don't ask for anything. Did anybody get that one? There were times when you could, but she didn't want you annoying her the whole time you were in the store asking for stuff. Kids will do that. If we were visiting people and we didn't really know them that well, like people that she was friends with but not like family members, she would say, before we go in here, especially if it was like dinner time, do not ask for any food. And I think she did that because you never know if people have enough. Like, she would tell me that like people want to be polite and offer for you to have some. You know, us in the South, we do that, have some. But sometimes they don't really mean it. They hope you say no because they don't really have enough for you. And as a child, if you're hungry and it's dinner time and somebody offers to have some, you might say yes all the time. Yeah, I'll have some. Not realizing that that's just a courtesy, but not something that you should say yes to. She was also very big on like education, and I think like my very first memories, I remember being like a third grader repeating to people all the time that I needed to do well in school so that I could go to college. I had no idea what college was at that point. I don't think. I didn't know what I was talking about. I was just repeating what my mother had said to me. You gotta do well in school so you can go to college. She was really big on making sure that I made those efforts so that I could further my education. So she was big on that. You guys know initially when I started my channel, I was Savvy Songbird. I just kind of dropped the Songbird. I was just having fun with it. So I sing, and my mom absolutely loves for me to sing. She loves it. She's always really encouraged me when it came to singing and getting up in front of people publicly, and sort of always sings my praises when it comes to that. She's like my biggest fan when it comes to singing, and she's extremely proud of what I have accomplished like academically. I think I want to start with a translucent powder, and then I'm gonna go back in with the Pat McGrath. We're gonna use a little bit of my HUDA powder. You guys know, one of my favorites. This is the shade Banana Bread. She was just like this very supportive mom and made sure that I never felt like less of a person, and did not let people treat me like I was less than because she was a single parent. She would defend that to the core if anybody said anything. No. So she just always made me feel like I was good enough, you know. I was just as good as anybody else. You know, she just instilled that in me. And my mom is still alive. I'm just telling you stories about like how I grew up. My mom was very meticulous about my appearance. It's so funny. Like when I look at my family, go Wolfpack. When I look at my family, we're all sort of like our parents. My mom's siblings and their children, we're all just a little bit like our parents. And my mom, she always liked to look nice, dress nice. She doesn't tend to leave the house without some makeup on. Just not gonna happen. I'm more likely to go out in public without makeup on than she is. But I think that that's sort of what has made me be interested in makeup and my appearance and my hair. It's just sort of genetically passed down to look your best. I can remember when she would do my hair and style my hair as a child, that she would start completely over if the part wasn't straight. Did you guys have a mom like that? She was not gonna let me leave the house looking bad. Like that was a no-no. She was gonna always have me dressed well and was gonna always have my hair done. She was just funny like that. And so then I'm kind of that way now, but I will go to the grocery store and Walmart, places like that, and I don't always have to be dressed to kill, but I'm typically not gonna be out too many places and not at least have a little light wash of makeup or something on. Just got to. Now we're gonna use the Pat McGrath Labs powder under the eye here. Add a little luminous. But sometimes, like, okay, I like this powder, but sometimes it makes things shine that I don't want to shine. But I think it looks better once I set it with my setting spray. It looks better. But I don't know if you guys could see how it kind of like made this really luminous, and that is like a part of my face where I have enlarged pores, and do you really want to highlight that? So I like this, but I also noticed that it really adds a lot of luminosity to the skin wherever you put it. It's really nice, but those of us who have pores, you really have to be careful. Asked a question on my community tab for someone to tell me some advice or something special about your mom. So I do want to shout out one of my subscribers, Southern Girl Pearl. Her real name is Nikki. So I asked you all to tell me like advice or words of wisdom from your mother. I also said that you could tell me like a thank you or tribute to your mom or to any mother like figure in your life. This is what she said. It was very beautiful. My mother passed away when I was 16 years old, and not a day goes by that I don't think about her and miss her dearly. Advice that she gave me that I have often repeated to my kids: life is not fair. Stop expecting it to be so, and always be thankful for the life you are blessed to have. That's very true. That's wonderful advice. She also said that she gave her advice about what to remember on bad days. And she said to always remember that there are those who have it far worse, those who don't have basic needs nor a loving family. And I think about like the people in Ukraine right now. I always try to think about that whenever I say I'm having a bad day. I can't imagine having to leave my home and just grab what I could carry. Leave your pets behind and things like that. Like, that's someone's life right now, and they may never see their home again. So I try to remember that too. So that's also very good advice. She says, I am beyond thankful for my aunts on both sides of my family who have helped me grow into the woman, mother, and wife that I am today. So that is so sweet, because they had to step in, I'm sure, and help her after her mother passed away. So thank you so much to Southern Girl Pearl. And again, her real name is Nikki. Thank you, Nikki, for contributing to today's video. So my mom, we just always had a really close relationship. I think my mother gave me a lot of the typical advice, like to try hard in school, do your best. Don't let anybody mistreat you. Like, she did not like that. She definitely wanted me to be a person who stood up for myself, be a self-starter, don't make excuses. She didn't like that either. I went through a phase like a lot of people do where it was everybody's fault but mine. If I didn't do well, it was every teacher's fault. And then I outgrew that. I don't know what I was thinking. It's like, no, that's your fault. When I got in college, I started realizing that it was my job to do well. It wasn't anybody else's responsibility but mine. It affected me if I didn't try hard. So she definitely instilled in me that you need to give your best to whatever you're doing. She's very good about right and wrong and teaching me right and wrong and how to treat others the way you want to be treated. She's always friendly. There's not a stranger. I mean, never does she know a stranger. By the end of the encounter, they're going to be best friends. She taught me my social skills and how to get to know people. She also, I think, led just by example and has really good work ethic. So then I have really good work ethic now. She also takes really good care of my grandmother. She has siblings, but she's very devoted when it comes to my grandmother's care. She's been in and out of the hospital right now, and my mom is just really staying on top of the doctors and just making sure that everything is the way that it's supposed to be. So she's just that kind of person too. And she was that way with me too. Just very thoughtful, caring, gonna make sure that you're taken care of and that nobody's messing with you. Spitfire kind of country girl, likes to do the things that people in North Carolina like to do. They like to play cards. She loves some big whist and different games that you can purchase. She likes to play games and stuff and grill out. That's what we do around here in the country part. When I'm at home, they like to have fish fries and grill out. I'm gonna just clean up my brows and finish those, and then we'll move on to eyes. I also want to mention, guys, now that my mom has retired, she volunteers at the local food bank and is very devoted to doing that work. She will, work the food bank, and then sometimes there is food left over. She will even drive that food to people that she knows have food needs and food insecurity. And she will also, after she works the food bank, take the food to people in need. I mean, so she's done a really good job with that. Very proud of her for that, getting involved in that. She's really kept herself busy during her retirement. If you guys want to tell me something special about your mom, any of your stories, words of wisdom, you can leave that down in the comments below. This is the Pillow Talk Dreams Luxury Palette. And this is from Charlotte Tilbury, and I decided to use this palette today. I have the Patrick Tar palette as well. I think I may film a dedicated review of that palette. So I decided to film this little quad. And I also think if I was like going out for brunch or something, like a lunch with my daughter, I would pick something like this. A little, you know, small quad, nothing too extravagant. So I thought that would be perfect for today's video. I used to talk about this all the time, this color switch. And this is one I have open, and I picked up another one. What this does is cleans your brushes while you're using them to apply your makeup. Okay, so it has this little mesh material here. It's not really a mesh. I don't know what you say, but what it is. And if you have dirty brushes like I do right now, because these are natural brushes and you're not really supposed to clean them that much or wash them that much, but it is getting time for me to wash them. And if you need to kind of just make sure there's nothing on the brush before using it, then you can just kind of clean it there, and then it deposits the color on this pad. And you can see a little bit of color here now. It comes in handy if you don't have that many makeup brushes and you're kind of, you know, using just a few brushes for your makeup look. It comes in handy to have this. I just wanted to shout it out again. So I did pick up another one when I went back and made another Sephora order after my last haul. I redid my keratin treatment. I've been home on spring break and I redid my keratin treatment, so that's why it's super straight again. So it lasted me for about 3 months, and then I redid it, but I didn't trim my hair, so it probably needs a little bit of a trimming, but we're gonna wait a little bit on that. I know exactly what I'm gonna do with this because it's 4 shadows. So I'm gonna start with this lighter medium brown. It looks sort of like a rosy brown to me. It's a brown color, but it's got a peachy tint to it. And we're just gonna start right here in the crease. I'm gonna work that into the crease and into the transition area. Oh my goodness. This is perfect. Oh yeah. That's a nice transition shade. You want a shade that is about your skin color. Nothing too deep for this first color. It just helps the other shadows sort of blend when you have a transition shade on. So this is a little darker than my skin color, but a really pretty transition shade. I'm gonna start with this Refer brush. It's the brush number 14, and I'm just gonna pick up this dark chocolate shade, and I'm going to pop a little bit in the corner. Just sort of drag whatever's left into the crease just to define it a little, but not too much. Want to see what this pink looks like? So let's grab a little bit on my finger. Oh my gosh. Beautiful. All right, let's try the finger first. Oh, wow. Now, if I really wanted this to be super, super soft, you could just skip contour in the corner and not do that at all. But I wanted to use at least all the shades, but I tried not to go too overboard because remember, we're going to brunch. It's a daytime look. Let me put this a little bit on the inner corner, this shade here, and then maybe take a little bit into, oh, wow. Oh my goodness. And sort of highlight here. Even though this is just 4 shadows, you could do some one and dones with the shimmers or even the mattes. I could put that either one of those browns. You could put this all over the lid and have a one look. You could put this in the crease and just sort of fade it out. I mean, there's a lot you can do. What do you guys think? I like this. What do you think? I'm going to smudge some under the lash line. I'm going to start with the lighter brown. I tend to like to just use mattes under my lash line. And so then we'll put this darker color on the corner. I like this a lot. Ooh. I'm going to take this small Wayne Goss brush and just sort of blend it out under the lash line. I went back and picked up 3 additional Makeup Geek eyeliners because I tried that after my first order and I liked this eyeliner and it was like $6, I think, $6.50 or something very, very affordable. So I'm going to just put some eyeliner here, and I might even use this one on the top of my lid and smudge it out. I probably got the black eyeliner thing from my mom too, because that is all I have ever seen her wear is black eyeliner. And I have tried a color sometimes, but it's not my thing. But I do want to get better. I want to try that more, but I tend to, even when I do it, I still end up liking the black the best. So I'm going to just do this pencil and I'm going to smudge it out. This is a Sigma brush, and I usually like to use it to smudge under the lash line, but I used a Sonia G brush instead, but we'll use it above this time. That's pretty good for that. Really nice. It adds a line, but very soft. I like that. Wow, I like it. I like it like that. That's very easy. All right, moms, that's easy. I noticed this the last time. I keep calling them Serene because that makes sense to me for lashes, but this actually says Siren. I think it just made no sense to me why a pair of lashes would be called Siren, so I never have pronounced it Siren, but that's what it is. It's Siren. And these are House of Lashes and they're like nice and wispy. So I think that if you're gonna wear lashes on Mother's Day and you were kind of trying to keep a soft glam sort of look, then I would go with a very nice and wispy, not too dramatic lash. So I'm going to complete this eye over here and I will be right back after I apply my lashes. I decided to soften the lines here with my blending brush, but I also wanted to just come back and let you guys know that I'm going to be using my MAC Extended Play Gigablack Lash. For my lower lashes, I have been out of this for a while, so I'm going to apply my mascara with this mascara and I will be right back. Take a little powder and clean up the edges over here. Gonna dust that off. That kind of cleans that up. And I'm gonna buff off all of the other powder. And I've been doing that and leaving the powder on while I apply my eyeshadow lately. And that has really helped with the longevity of my makeup by just leaving the powder on my face a little longer. So far so good. Liking everything that I've been applying. Really have. I should have highlighted my brow bone a little bit. Wonder if that would be good as a brow bone highlight. Let's try this shade. And I haven't been getting them threaded lately because I'm trying to let them grow back in, and so I just have been using a razor, which is terrible, but I just haven't been letting anybody, I'm gonna let that motorcycle go by. I haven't been letting anyone thread them, just trying to let them grow back some. So now it's time for bronzer, and I do have a couple to choose from. I have my Makeup Geek bronzer here, but I already know what I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try out the LYS bronzer. This is the shade Courage Tan, is what it says. Oh, this is perfect. Oh, especially for Mother's Day. because it's not too deep. It's just the right shade. Wow. For my skin tone. Oh, it's just beautiful. Pretty matte color. Love this already. I have a bird's nest. I actually don't usually put plants on my porch because birds will nest, and I've heard there are lots of tricks to keeping the birds from nesting, but I didn't move fast enough this year to trick the birds. So then I have a bird's nest on my front porch, and the bird just makes noise all day. It just chirps all day long. But it is fun to watch it feed its babies, and you know, that mama bird is working real hard. She's going and getting the bugs and bringing the bugs right back, and as soon as she feeds them one time, she flies off and gets more. All right, this is a winner. Liking this. Okay, I have tried this. These are all Makeup Geek eyeshadows here, and a blush bronzer highlighter palette. I didn't intend on creating a full palette when I placed the order, but then I remembered I had this large Z palette that I purchased years ago and didn't have anything in it right now, and I just created this palette and have been loving it. This shade is called Covet, and it's a very deep shade. It's really brown girl friendly. And then I have loved this pink, so I'm gonna do that today. I've been putting the deeper shade further back on my cheek and just blending it forward, and that's usually how I will apply a deep shade. I put it further in the back. So all my brown girls out there, you need to jump on this while you can while she still has products for sale, because once it's gone, it's gone. And now I'm gonna pop a little bit of the pink on my cheeks. So the pink is called Passion. So I love this. Oh, okay, so I've been that's been my vibe lately, wearing that. And so now I'm gonna take my Wayne Goss brush and just kind of carve out. I'm using whatever's left on it to sort of carve out my cheeks. I'm gonna grab a little bit of my Charlotte Tilbury airbrush powder here, pounce a little bit of it over the blush to soften it some. So I'm going to actually use a product that I have used before, and this is the Hourglass. This is limited edition, but the reason that I am putting this on is I'm going to film another video after this, and I want to talk about this brush. It's been game changing with this highlighter that's in this palette, where it actually shows up a whole lot more on my skin now that I'm using this brush. So I'm going to start with this highlighter, and then I'm going to also use the Makeup Geek on top, but I just wanted to apply this one. So pretty, oh my gosh. This one is Daybreak, and it's a peach shade, but it's quite bright. So we're gonna apply a little bit of that on top here. I'm gonna just keep it more towards the high points of my cheek. If you want a more natural look, the Hourglass is the way to go. And you can't get that sculpt palette right now, but they have one every holiday season, so you can definitely pick one up this holiday. It will look a little different than that one, but you can get one. And so we're gonna just pop over this because it really deposited a lot here. That Makeup Geek highlighter just adds something special. I'm not quite sure what I want to wear on my lips, so we're just going to do a few lip swatches for you guys. And this is Cork. So this is the Bare Minerals lipstick I got during the sale. This is called Creativity. It's like a hot pink. I meant to also talk a little bit about my grandmother. My grandmother has, I don't know about you guys, but my grandmother has been very instrumental in my life. And I am blessed that she's still with us. She's 97, and like I said earlier, she's been in and out of the hospital, but she is still with us. And she did so much for me growing up. she made sure that I had what I needed. She was a farmer, and then she was also the custodian at my elementary school. So I would stay after school with her until it was time to go home. I actually lived with her until I was like 11 with my mom. My mom and I lived with her. Every day she gave me snack money and made sure I had a snack after school and a nice quiet place to do my homework. And she just always took really good care of me. She made sure that I had like a prom dress, things that we might not have been able to afford. She chipped in to make sure that I didn't have to go without. So she's just always been there. She helped me with my daughter when I worked. She would help keep her. She kept her during the day when my daughter was an infant. So she's just been there for me. So this is Chantecaille, and this is in the shade Freesia. Showed you this during our recent haul, and it's a shiny lipstick. So I'm not gonna apply a lip liner. Let's just go right in. It's like a cool pink, pink purple sort of shade. Okay, very, very comfortable. It feels a lot like my Maybelline Shine Compulsions. It does. So I think the key to whether something like this is worth the extra coins is how long it actually stays on my lips and whether it conditions my lips. Let's try the Sisley Sheer Blossom, I think is this one. I showed this to you guys during my recent haul. Ooh, this is so pretty. I love the packaging of this one. So let's see what this looks like. Oh wow, very different than the other. They're both a sheer color, and this one seems to be a little more opaque. Like I can build up the color a little bit more and maybe a little shinier. I like that color. Perfect everyday color. I think I like this color, the Sisley color, a little bit better than this one. This is Gucci. So this is the Gucci, and this is the Mildred Rosewood shade that I thought was a strange shade name. And I love this as well. Beautiful. Match my outfit. Not quite, but pretty. Let's see what this color looks like. This is different. Definitely different. This one, I think I smell a fragrance. I really like this. This is a shade my mom would wear. She wears colors like this all the time. Okay guys, what do y'all think? What's your favorite right now? I will oftentimes wear colors like this on my video calls, like for work, because you can actually see them a little bit better. It's not a nude. All right, Gucci. They're all pretty easy to come off, so I wonder how easy they stay on. This is Sincerity, the shade that I love so much of the Bare Minerals gloss. It is a perfect, like, everyday shade. Isn't this amazing? This was $10 during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. And that's beautiful. I love this shade. I'm going to try on the other Tom Ford next because it's a little bit lighter than that Bare Minerals shade I'm going to try on last. And I did try this on during my haul, but I put it on top of something. So this is it bare on my bare lips. It feels so good on the lips. I have darker lips, which is probably one of the reasons I like to wear a lipstick and then top it with the gloss, because sometimes it's hard to cover my pigmented lips with lip gloss. This is stunning even on bare lips. This is the Tom Ford shade in Ravish, and it is a beautiful nude. It's so soft and beautiful. Love this. And the last one is this gloss by Bare Minerals called Trust. It's the balm like the other one. Ooh, I like this color too. And it's sort of like a pink with some gold reflex in it. The lights are kind of changing the color of it, it looks closer to this when you pull it away from the lights. And it's not super opaque. It's kind of sheer. So this would also look really pretty on top of something else probably, so that you can really see this color. But I would wear it by itself. So we're gonna go in with the Sisley because I really liked this shade. And I'm just gonna apply this. I'm gonna just leave it like this and not top it with the gloss. Wow, I have already tried this. I was almost completely out of setting spray where I work, so I have already tried this, but this is really, really good. This is the Professional Super Setter, and I like it a lot. This one is sort of like my Kat Von D with the mist, very fine mist. I really like how this makeup look turned out. It's probably not anything that different than some of the other looks that you guys have seen me create, because I kind of love the pinks and this is sort of my vibe. So thank you so much for joining me for today's video, and be sure to check out Ana Luisa. I will have them linked down below. They do have a buy one get one 40% off sale going on right now for Mother's Day. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I will respond. And if you've not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button before you leave. So I'll be seeing you guys again very soon in my next video. So until the next time we meet again, this is Savvy, signing out.